Alright folks, welcome back. This is Balatro every day, and today it's a tale as old as time, not enough Mult. Usually what that means is we're just being too picky. Sometimes what that means is we're not generating enough money. If we don't have enough money, we're not rerolling enough, we're not finding the materials that we need. If you want to try solving this one yourself, you can get the seed from the video description, and when you're ready, let's go gold stake green deck. Alright, first boss, -1 hand size in the first round. Already 4 clubs. Let's try to get one more. Alright. King high flush. Okay, we only used one discard, we only used one hand, so playing on the green deck we get a lot of extra money. We have $11 is more than what we would have on the red deck or the blue deck. Not as much as the yellow deck. I think the yellow deck you go up to 14 or something like that. Maybe. Because we have the extra money, we can open the buffoon pack first and get more information before deciding on these jokers in the shop. Could be DNA, could be Northern Lion. DNA as a perishable. So the way that I think about DNA is it costs you a hand every round in order to make a copy, and usually that hand is not a scoring hand. So if I'm using DNA, I have to play with one fewer hands, and maybe that's rough, right? We know this from playing on the black deck, having one less hand. Also, since we are playing on the green deck, it costs me $2 per hand. So when I play the one hand to make the copy, that costs me $2, costs me twice as much as normal. Maybe that's not something that I'm interested in. So with DNA, what you really want to do is you don't want to do it all of the time necessarily. You don't want to do it early on necessarily. You want to wait until you have a really meaningful card to copy. Maybe copying gold cards is good enough. Usually copying seals is what you want to do. And so as a perishable DNA, I don't think I'm going to get something worth copying in the 5 rounds before it perishes. Maybe if this DNA weren't perishable, I would take it. Maybe Eternal DNA, I would take it, and just not use it for the first 5 to 7 rounds or something like that. We can take Northern Lion instead as a value generator. Now, going into the next round, we could think about, okay, how easy is it to score 450 points? Usually the strategy is we play a 5-card hand and then followed up with some combination of pairs. Could be 3 pairs, could be a pair and then 2 pair. That could work. Scoring the 450 points is not guaranteed, but it should be easy enough. Or we could take walkie-talkie, and maybe that helps us score the 450 points. Maybe something even more important is this boss, -1 hand size, is tough. Tough to draw the 5-card hand, tough to draw more than one 5-card hand. Maybe you want something like walkie-talkie, so that helps us beat the boss. If I don't take this walkie-talkie now, I have another shop. I could get what I need in the next shop, but maybe the idea is there's a chance that you don't find what you need in the next shop, and so maybe I should just take it now instead of just hoping for the next shop. Also, since we are playing on the green deck, if I take walkie-talkie now, I can probably score more points with fewer hands. I can probably score more points with fewer discards if I just play a pair of 10s or play a pair of 4s or something like that. Which means this actually generates money for me. If this was a rental walkie-talkie, I think it would be worth it. Rental walkie-talkie. Go next. Alright, I have queens. Let's try to get the hearts flush. And then there we go. With the 1-4, we win in one hand. So one discard left over, and we didn't have to play extra other hands, so already the walkie-talkie has paid for itself, has already given us at least $3, maybe $5, more than what we would have had. Alright. Against this boss, we could take a speculative smiley face. So maybe that's something that we could need, maybe that's something that we could use, but maybe as a rental is not something I'm super excited about. I could take the boss reroll voucher here. Maybe. It's expensive. When we are playing on the green deck, we don't benefit from interest, but we do benefit from saving money, right? Every time we enter a shop, there's going to be some stuff that we want to buy, and some shops, there's a lot of stuff that we want to buy. And so we still benefit from having money in the bank. When I open an Arcana pack, there's a chance that we get a Hermit. And here, if I open it and I get a Hermit, that Hermit's bad. There are other things that we can get from the Arcana pack, but usually, on gold's sake, usually we're just going to spam pairs anyway. So usually, the stuff that you would get from an Arcana pack, most of it's irrelevant. Any suit changers or any card enhancements, like glass cards, steel cards, wild cards, even bonus cards sometimes, all of that's irrelevant. Really, the only thing I care about is getting money and Hungerman. So, early Arcana pack, I'm not going to take. George did say that there's a Judgment in the second shop, so I'm assuming this means Judgment inside the Arcana pack. But I'm not going to do that because I don't think that's a reasonable move. I don't think that's something that I would do. So, let's take the boss reroll. And the smiley face. If Cloud9 wasn't a rental, would we take an Eternal Cloud9? I think the answer is sure, you can. And I probably would. But maybe because I have already an Eternal Value Generator, I don't want 2 Eternal Value Generators. So maybe if it wasn't a rental, maybe we don't take it because we already have Northern Lion. Let's go next. Alright, I have spades. The flush wins if I draw a pair of 4s. I can do 2 pair with 4s and that wins. I could do 2 pair with kings and that wins. I can go one more time for either a king or a 4 or a spade. This flush wins. We don't need the smiley face. Okay. Get to keep Northern Lion. Okay, reroll voucher is something that I want, but maybe I don't have to take yet. I can take it after I beat the big blind. Could be a square joker. Square joker, okay, it gets bigger when you play more hands. On the green deck, hands are more expensive. It's $2 per hand instead of $1 per hand. Usually, $1 per hand is worth it. Usually, square joker is worth it. Is square joker worth $2 per hand? Maybe not. Maybe if I had Square Joker plus some other scaler, if I had Square Joker and Green Joker, if I had Square Joker and Supernova, I think it would be worth $2 per hand. But maybe right away it's not. I'm thinking of this Square Joker kind of like if it were a rental Square Joker. Is rental Square Joker worth it on other decks? It depends. It depends on what kind of value generators I have. Do I have some way of paying for the rental fee perhaps? Maybe thinking of Northern Lion as a value generator. I think we can take the square now, but I'm not going to play all of my hands. Maybe we use the square, maybe we sell the square. But we can take it for now and save our money for the voucher. Go next. All right, walkie-talkie. I could play 3 of a kind to square up. I think I just discard here and try to get the hearts. Okay, we have the hearts flush, and we said we're not going to square up right now, but if I get a golden joker, then we can start squaring up. If I get a bus, I can start squaring up. But maybe for now, we don't do that. Alright. I have a riffraff. For sure we take. I could make room for one more joker. Probably we should do that. Does that mean we get rid of the square here? Probably. And then walkie-talkie we can keep. I have 2 standard packs here. I'm looking for value generators. So it could be a 10 for the walkie-talkie. We have walkie-talkie is perishable, so let's skip. Holographic red seal is very powerful. Admittedly, that's very powerful. That's 20 Mult, but only if you draw it. I think I prefer having the gold card. I think I prefer having the value generator most of the time. Though this could come back to bite us if we... I guess I already have Northern Lion as a value generator. Taking the gold card here is slightly greedy. I'll admit it, it's slightly greedy. Yeah, maybe we can take the ace and do something interesting with it. Fine. Go next. Okay, superposition. We did draw the ace. We could try to do something interesting with it. I could try to draw a king. Or I could just play this flush. This flush that has a 10 and a 4. This flush wins. The boss is going to debuff my spades. Do I care about the superposition value? Do I care enough to discard to try to find a king? I think I care enough to try. Okay. And then, of course, if we miss, we just play the ace. And then we don't have any chance of losing here. Alright. Cost me $1, gave me a devil. I could put on the red seal. Yes. Okay. Standard pack we open for sure. Looking for seals. Could be a blue seal, could be a purple seal. Maybe works with superposition. Get another king to go with my ace. Or probably you just take the blue seal because of how powerful it is. I definitely want the reroll voucher. Do I need this celestial pack? Against the boss here, for sure I'm going to sell a Wrathful Joker. You could think about, okay, if this boss debuffs my spades, maybe I want the Spade Joker for the future. Like, I could beat the boss without Wrathful Joker and then just play spades in the future. I think we can get definitely possibly some better stuff from the Riffraff. I think here, superposition. If I weren't playing on the green deck, I'd be excited about superposition. So, you know, maybe on the blue deck or the red deck, you could very easily do superposition. On the green deck, I'm thinking about, I don't really want to use my discards if possible. I don't really want to play too many hands as discards if possible. So maybe superposition we sell. And I'm not going to take this celestial pack. Save money for the next shop as a voucher. Go next. Alright, could be Scary Face, could be Popcorn. If I play 2 pair, queens and tens, that wins. I could save the devil for the red seal. Is the best thing that we can do. Or maybe I just use it now and then get $3 now. Red seal is better. So maybe we discard the 3s, maybe even we discard the queens. Okay. I'm gonna throw away the queen and maybe the jack. And maybe keep the 4. Or the face cards. Keep the 4, I guess. Alright, I can play 3 10s. I can play not quite a straight. I did not draw the gold. I did not draw the blue seal, did not draw the red seal. I don't think it's worth digging any further. I think we just play the 3 of a kind. And then we have popcorn, so we win. All right. Now we got $20. There's an Arcana pack. All right, so we're hoping for Hermie. Could be Temperance. All right, Temperance for 26 for sure. This boss previously played as debuffed. Seed money doesn't do anything. I can look inside a standard pack. All right, so I don't want Banner as a rental. I don't want Parking as perishable. Probably we keep the popcorn. Maybe we keep Scary Face. Maybe we don't keep Scary Face. What happens if we go one more? Superposition, no. $4 for a reroll, maybe. Could be. Do I want Plutonium? Probably not. Clever Joker. I think we just popcorn on 16. We can get 3,200 with 2 5-card hands, maybe. Do I want to spend $5 on a reroll? Maybe. Okay. Drunkard, extra discard. I'm going to say no. It could be a Saturn card here. Maybe you play a straight, and then the straight is the kind of hand that can one-shot. I think I'm just going to trust the riffraff here. And then go not spend $6 on a reroll. Let's go next. Alright, walkie-talkie comes back. We can play a pair with Sly Joker. I think I still want to try to get Red Seal. I can play queens and tens. So thus far, holding the devil here, it's cost us $6, but I still think it's worth it to try to put it on the red seal. Thinking about this boss, I think I play the 3 tens here, which we think wins. Okay, and then I can sell the walkie-talkie. I guess walkie-talkie is kind of strong-ish. We could build around it. There's another Saturn card. Maybe I should have taken the first Saturn card. I do like the idea of the business card, but I want to get more value out of this riffraff. So 10, I don't think we should take. I think the rock, maybe we don't take. Celestial pack. So instead of Saturn, we could get Mercury, could get Plutonium. Usually pairs. Usually, since we have Sly Joker now. I think Sly Joker plus Popcorn plus the pair level, I could safely drop walkie-talkie here. We could go one more. Smiley Face and the Chad. I could sell the riffraff and then take these. I think I'm just gonna keep the riffraff. And I think I don't need these. Let's go next. We get superposition. That's honestly kind of bad. All right. How about I could play a flush plus popcorn. That's worse than my pair. My pair is actually better. Maybe 2 pair is even better. Maybe. Let's play the pair of 8s then. Okay. Demonstrating there that we have plenty of points. So could be pair of queens. And I could discard first and try to find... I wanted to find my ace. Do I care about superposition here? Probably not. I think I play the queens. Okay. Could be a pair of 6s, throwing away a queen. This doesn't win. And then we can do a pair of kings. We have the ace. Okay, play the kings, and we don't need superposition. Okay, good news, we got pair levels. Bad news, our popcorn is running out. Could take a trading card as a value generator. I think this riffraff is getting close. Could be a stuntman. So halvesies plus Sly Joker, that's a winning recipe. No problems there. Stuntman is tempting. Stuntman is powerful. I think I want to do that. Take the rare. And then go buffoon pack one more time. So now I don't need Sly Joker anymore. I could take hallucination as a foil. I could sell the riffraff here and take a trading card. Is some kind of greedy. Some kind of greedy. Alright, don't need seed money. We have $3. We could go one more. Maybe look for a replacement for the popcorn. Maybe not. Alright. So pairs are fine if I want to play pairs. I can play the pair of kings. I want to make sure I get my trading card value, so maybe we snap off a 9. And then play the pair of kings. Okay. Then discard one more time to get my gold cards. And then maybe play high card jack. Alright. So popcorn's +4. That means we sell it. Okay, there's a death card, there's a mercury card. This boss decreased level. That's rude. So we could do pairs. With the stuntman, it's harder to do pairs, but it's not impossible. Maybe we do pairs here. Definitely I take a mercury card. Definitely I go celestial pack for the hallucination value. We get a hierophant and another mercury card. Okay, I do want death to try to copy the blue seal. Maybe hierophant is not super important for us to do if we have the stuntman. Let's look for temperance. All right, so could be you make a gold king, could be you use the emperor. Probably we don't use the emperor because we have the death card. Maybe we go judgment and try to get a Mult joker. Could be a bus. Could be a bus. Pairs with the bus. So high card with the stuntman, very easy. Pairs with the stuntman, a little bit difficult. Pairs without face cards and stuntman is a lot difficult. Maybe we reroll here. Sure. Saturn. We can go one more. Get a hungman. That helps. Alright, so king and queen, we can hang them. We can snap off the queen. Alright. I can try to get my fancy ace. Play the pair of twos. Alright, as long as we get enough pairs, we actually win here, no problem. Okay, could be pair of eights, doesn't win. Oh. I guess that's fine. Alright, now could be celestial pack, could be arcana. Let's go arcana first in case there's Hermie. We get temperance. Okay, so now I can make the 6 into... Sorry, make the jack into a blue seal. We could go devil here to make a gold 4. I think if I have stuntman, maybe the gold card is not super important for me. Maybe actually I like priestess here to try to get one more mercury card would be really nice. Let's do that. Bummer. Alright, so we get the money. We could now... I forgot to sell something to make room for the hallucination. We did not get Mercury, which is a little bit unfortunate, but we could go Mars. Since we have the trading card, 4 of a kind is not impossible. Against the boss, I might try to play high card. I might re-roll the boss if it's going to be too much of a pain. So let's... Anyway, yeah, we can re-roll here. There's a Chad, which I think doesn't really do anything interesting for us. Could take a magician. Vagabond, nope. There's a hierophant, which doesn't do a whole lot, but maybe we do it anyway. Let's go next. Maybe we don't need to reroll the boss, we'll find out. So I can do lucky 7s. This shouldn't win, even with plus 20s. Okay, I can snap off a queen. And then I need another pair, which is gonna be tough. I could play the pair of 6s. Okay, I can play the pair of 2s as bonus cards. I have the 6s as a backup. Right. This pair of 6s wins. This high card shouldn't win. So that's 2,000. And then I can play this pair. Great. Great. And then Mercury. Alright, so I need to remember hallucination. Alright, could be a burger instead of hallucination, I think is a good idea. Well, then we don't get to do the trading card, but maybe against this boss I do. Let's go Buffoon Pack first for the hallucination value. Greedy Joker we for sure don't want. Could be a tower. Let's go Arcana for the hallucination. Alright, could be Priestess, could be Emperor. I want Emperor, but maybe I gotta make a rock first. Maybe I have to save the tower. We can go Emperor for 1 card. We get Justice. Is maybe something I don't super care about. But we can hold on to it. And we can make some lucky cards, I guess, for more money. I'm thinking against this boss, we take the hallucination, we play a few extra hands to get the bus online, and then we can sell the burger next round. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So this queen, we can turn into a rock and then play high card. Maybe. Could play the pair and then it gets downgraded and maybe I'm okay about that. So sure, here's the pair. Right, now if I just play high card, pretty sure high card wins 2,000 points each. We can try to get some blue seal value here if we want. I can play this 8 as a high card. The next hand wins, so if I play the pair here, we get the blue seal value. It kind of works out the same. I guess I don't care. I guess in case of a supernova, we should play the pair. Alright, this burger ended up not working out, to be honest. That's okay, that happens sometimes. We get Constellation. Slightly punished for using the Mercury card early, but there could have been a Mercury card in the shop. You never know. Okay. This boss, play 5 cards. This could be a little bit awkward with the Stuntmen, because if you have 6 cards, you want to be able to... You know, if I draw 2 pair accidentally, I can't play a pair. Let's go... Yeah, do we want the burger to grow the bus, or are we just using the trading card? I think I want to keep the value generators. I have 2 value generators right now, which is kind of greedy this late, but should be fine. Alright, then I can take the clearance sale. So Uranus is something that I'm interested in. I could look inside the Arcana pack. Hermie punishes us a little bit, but it's not that bad. I guess I could use a death card here. Maybe there isn't anything I want to use death on. So let's go Uranus first and then Hermie in case we get a fool. Standard pack, I could take a gold 7 as just another value generator. Maybe if I have the blue seals, maybe I don't want a gold 7. Maybe I'd be willing to take extra 6s. You want a purple too? Maybe not with a Stuntman. Alright, Popcorn, I don't need. Mars card, maybe? Go next. Alright, I can snap off the jack. I can play a pair of 5s. Okay. Now I'm looking for, could be an ace, could be a 6. There's a pair of aces we could play. The next pair wins. So I can play high card 10 and I might be forced to play a pair of 6s. If I play high card also wins. So instead of playing the pair of 6s, let's play high card and then we get the planet for the constellation. Bummer. Alright. Plutonium. Acrobat. Plutonium's fine. Alright, could be a blue seal 6 since we have so many 6s. Could be a blue seal ace. I think I like getting more 6s. Normally I would say the ace because if you have the bus, you can use aces as a way of discarding face cards. Play a high card ace. But I think we're doing pretty good on that front. Let's go next. So we can snap off the jack. We could play high card for 5,000, but we're looking for pairs. So could be high card ace with a rock is not bad. All right, we scored a decent amount on that one where I'm not super concerned. Okay, pair the 6s gives me 11,000. And then I could play high card for 5,000. Pair the 6s. Yas. This boss is gonna make it really hard to do the blue seals, but maybe that's okay. Alright. Arcana packs, we can reroll for tarot cards first. There's the DNA. I could sell Northern Lion, take DNA to copy the blue seals. Is something that we can't do against this boss. We could reroll the boss since we have the voucher. Maybe. Maybe I don't want to give up Northern Lion because I could use Temperance to grow my constellation. Go one more. Alright, so I do like a hung man. Go Arcana. So kings we can remove later. King and 4, I could hang them now. I could just use strength on the king and make an ace now. I think I'm okay, hang them now. And then maybe you could make a gold card ace. Maybe it doesn't really matter. Maybe I'd rather spin the wheel and try to get holographic would be cool. Bummer. Photograph. Can't do that. So could be a fool. We get punished for spinning the wheel. Is why I don't usually spin the wheels, but oh well. Could be a death card instead. Go next. So start with the pair of 3s. I can follow up with a pair of aces. Next pair wins. So now with the trading card, we can snap off a 3. We can dig for face cards and blue seals. I'm gonna play. High card won't score any. And then so now we can't use the death card because we won't be able to play a pair. I guess maybe playing the pair is... I could use death and make 4 of a kind. I probably, since I have Constellation, want to use Death on the blue seals, so I guess I'm okay playing the pair here. For 20,000. Okay. Smiley face. Nope. Boss says I'm not allowed to play a pair. Got it. Let's go standard pack first. More sixes. The benefit of taking more sixes is it's easier to get pairs, and with the stuntman, maybe getting the pairs is difficult. So maybe I take just a generic 6. I actually don't hate that idea. Alright, Temperance for 50 bucks. Do I use a Fool for Temperance, or do I save the Fool for Death? I think if I am going to reroll, what am I going to reroll into? Yeah, let's take the money. Now, since you have a Constellation, do we want the Planet Merchant? Probably. Alright. Earth. How deep do we want to go? Maybe $10 rerolls? Maybe go one more. So Faceless could be one more. Gelato. That's it. We have a lot of money, but we can go to the next shop and then reset the reroll cost. This boss, maybe I reroll now. First hand face down, that's probably fine. Alright, so with the trading card, we can snap off a 3. We can play this pair of 6s. I think is fine, and then we can draw a different blue seal. The next pair wins, there's a pair of 10s. So, alright, let's go ace high for the bus. Okay, let's go one more time. And then I can turn a 9 into a blue seal. Ideally, you want to get rid of the face cards, but oh well. Alright. 20,000 for that pair. Okay, Mega Spectral Pack, Standard Pack. So, Standard Pack we got Kings, could be a purple 9. No purple 9. Could be an Obelisk. Let's see. Let's go Mega Spectral. I can't hex here. We could light them up. We would lose a blue seal. I'm actually okay with that. And then skip the rest. Do we want the obelisk? We could start playing 3 of a kind and 4 of a kind and replace the egg. I think that is a winning recipe. I think what we're doing right now is fine, but maybe that's a thing that we could do in addition or instead. So the idea is, okay, you got Northern Lion and then you keep Northern Lion and it gives you more money, and you use the more money to do what? To get some kind of powerful scaling X-Mult Joker, probably. That seems like a thing that I would want to spend money on. Alright. And then as far as planet cards go, we could just take whatever. Could be actually Saturn I'm going to hold on to. Actually, maybe Mercury cards we should hold on to because we don't want to play any more pairs. $10 rerolls, we should go next. Alright, so no more pairs. We can play high card. We can use the trading card. Let's go high card ace, looking for sixes, I think. Right. Well, okay, maybe don't do too many of those. How about snap off the 10? And we have a blue seal 6. I guess I could play 2 pair and then it wins. Is there a way for my 2 pair to not win? Maybe not. Bummer. Not going to get very much bus value anymore. Alright, so we could look in here. There's a king, there's another 6. We should take more 6s. Could be trio instead of obelisk. That way you don't have to grow the obelisk. Could be a blue joker. Could be bus is 29. So, all right. I guess we take a blue joker. All right. My 6s, I have mostly hearts. All right, Mercury we don't want, Saturn we don't really want, Venus maybe? And we lost the egg, so we don't have a whole lot of money here, but we get a death card. I can make another ace. I should have used the planet cards first, in case we get a fool. Could have copied death. Go next. So, gotta remove a card. So maybe whatever this is. Maybe. I didn't see what that was. There's a 6. Okay. This stuff we could discard. Oh, I got a purple 6. I can play high card ace. Okay. Could be 3 aces if we want. Could be a full house. Let's play 3 aces. I could make Mult cards. I don't think I need to. Okay. I guess here it is going to be high cards, so I might as well use the Empress and then play the Rock. Great. Okay, this boss, no repeat hand types. We could reroll, I guess. Okay. Arcana, we could do a little rerolling. Maybe Saturn, maybe Mercury. Use it for the constellation value. We rerolled twice, let's save our money. Alright, there's a Fool. Fool here is fine. So, I can use Fool for Saturn, which is not very useful. I can use Strength to turn my 8s into 9s, which is also not very useful. I could turn a 7 into an 8. Maybe. I guess I'll just use the Fool here. That could have been a death card if we played it slightly differently. Go next. Alright, so can't play pairs. I could snap off a 2 or a 10. I don't want to play a pair of 5s. I could play high card 7. Okay. Could be 4 6s. If I play the 4 6s, I don't get the planet cards for the constellation, which is maybe something that we care about slightly. So I guess I just play high card 8. Maybe I could play 3 6s and get 1 planet card. Maybe. Alright, there's Neptune, there's Celestial Pack. I want the 4 of a kind levels. I don't have room for Bartolomeo. I could take any 6s. One more. How about Uranus? Go next. So I could snap off a 4. This is my last 9. We can snap off the 9. I could discard this 6 for a Magician. So I don't have the bus anymore, so I actually don't care if I play the face card. I like the idea of making a lucky 6 though. So maybe play the king as a high card. And I will play 2 pair because I don't want to play high card too many times. Okay. Alright, there's Hierophant, standard pack. Red Seal, King should not be relevant. Hierophant also probably not relevant. We get an Emperor, so 6 and 4, I guess. World and Moon. I guess I could play a flush of some kind. Maybe Moon is not going to work out, but maybe the World. There is a Seltzer, which we don't care about. And go next. Alright, no repeats. So 6 and 4 we can play as 2 pair. I could snap off a 7 or a 5. Let's snap off the 7. Could do the high card. Could be the 2 pair, I guess. Okay. Extra hand seems useful. This boss. 1 Joker sold. Alright. How about standard pack for another 6? Could be. Instead of the Queen. Buffoon pack, we probably don't care. Obelisk is a ×3. Let's go next. So I can snap off a 4. Okay. How about this? How about 2 pair again? I don't want to play the ace. How about 3 6s? Can we do that? Maybe I want to play a full house. We can play 3. We can play 3 aces. We could play a full house. Could be a flush if I want. Let's go high card 6. And then the 3 aces, or let's make it into a flush. Just cuz. There we go. Okay. There's a spaceman we don't need. There's a celestial pack we could buy for the constellation. Could be Uranus again. Maybe 3 of a kind at this point. There's a blue seal. There's a rock. We don't need either of those. Could be a glass 9. I don't have any use for that anymore. Let's go next. All right. So 8 7 6 5 is not a straight. I can snap off the 5 or the 8. How about goodbye to the 8, and then maybe play the 3, or maybe just the high card here. Okay, so what about, I could play high card one more time. I could play 3 of a kind 6s. I could play high card one more time with the 8. Sure. Okay. All right. Got some Celestial packs, maybe Venus. So Plutonium doesn't matter anymore. We can't play high card anymore. Okay. There's Venus again. All right, 4.4 on the obelisk, and then that's it. All right, all my cards are debuffed. So let's see here. I can snap off a 2 if I want, or it could be a 7 maybe. Okay. Could be 6s and 5s we can play. We can remove the debuff if we want, and then send it. Okay. Could be aces and 5s as 2 pair again. That's it, I guess. Well, only 800,000 points. 4.8 on the obelisk, 5.6 on the constellation. Obviously, the obelisk is not very big because we got it kind of late. We played a lot of high card in the early game, so we didn't get to play high card that many times, I guess, once we had the obelisk. Very awkward with the stuntman, trying to do obelisk plus the stuntman, because stuntman makes it difficult to get these higher ranking hands, difficult to get, let's say, a straight or a flush, or even sometimes 3 of a kind, very difficult. But still plenty good enough. You don't necessarily need the obelisk to be too crazy, too big, right? Like, to get a ×2, it only takes 5 hands. To get a ×3, it only takes 10 hands. So even if it's just 10 high card, then that's good enough to justify taking the rare joker. And then maybe if you can play 15 hands, that's going to be a ×4, is of course even better. Yeah, just like George advertised, definitely the early part of this run was pretty rough, pretty sketchy, as far as, okay, you know, not enough Mult. So one thing that we had was we had Riffraff. Riffraff was generating a bunch of jokers for us, and we had to make these decisions. Okay, do I stick with the jokers that I have, or do I sell them and then use the Riffraff to try to get something better? So one of the things that we sold was, okay, there's the joker that gives you Mult for all your spades. That's Wrathful Joker. Probably that would have been good enough if we wanted to. Typically on the gold stake, we're trying to play, you know, maybe not flushes. Maybe we play pairs so that we can kind of just spam garbage, basically. And, you know, do blue seal stuff. But we got the trading card, not immediately, but we got the trading card eventually. So we could have played flushes if we wanted to. We had the egg as a value generator, so we could have used the value from the egg to buy more tarot cards and build the flush deck. That's something that we could have done. Especially on green deck, you don't necessarily want to be playing the higher ranking hands because it takes discards to find your flushes. And if you miss on your flush, then you have to play extra hands to find your flush. And sometimes that can be a little bit dubious on the green deck specifically. So we decided, okay, no Wrathful Joker. We're going to try to get something else. But that is risky, right? You have something that's perfectly good enough and you want to risk getting something else instead. But the idea here was, because we had the egg, we could take that risk and we could use that money to find something else different. Maybe what we ended up finding was the Stuntman, and the Stuntman is not Mult, but it is enough chips to where you don't need that much Mult. So just Stuntman plus you know, plus 8 Mult on the popcorn, that was enough. Just Stuntman plus maybe some Mult cards, that can be enough in some situations. So recognizing there kind of how powerful the Stuntman is, and also recognizing sort of getting Mult from the planet cards as well, leveling up our pairs as a source of Mult instead of having to rely on the jokers as a source of Mult. We did get the bus eventually, but it was kind of the early game, right? Also, managing on the green deck this, trying to play not too many hands, but you still want to play enough hands. You still want to use enough discards so that you can get all of your value generators. Discard to find gold cards. Play hands for value sometimes. We said with the early square joker, maybe it's too early to make that decision. Maybe if I have golden joker plus square joker, then I can start spamming hands. And then I can use the golden joker to pay for the hands that I'm playing. Or maybe, okay, we sell the square joker and then we try to get scaling Mult instead of chips. And then with the bus, once I know that I have the stuntman and the bus, now I'm good. Now I can play as many hands as I want. So like the whole point of shopping and re-rolling and having money, the whole point is to find not just one game piece, but a combination of game pieces. And so if I have just the square joker, maybe I can't throw away all my money yet. But if I have square joker and I know what my source of Mult is, then I'm good. Then I'm fine. Or if I have bus plus the stuntman, now I know that I'm good. I don't need money for re-rolling. Now I'm fine. Now we can start spamming hands. Or at least that's the idea. Take care, everyone.